I just finished watching one of the most saddest and touching moments in media and entertainment history ever. And that was watching Yugi destroy the Pharaoh, Yami, in the final duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's got me so sad that I just needed to come and air my grievances out. Just like I've got my taco meat perfectly sculpted, chiseled chest out today. I had to give my concerns, my frustrations, and all of my skepticism around Black Ops 7 Zombies today, including all things from the way that they've revealed, their marketing, some of the different events we've had, and their ultimate direction of which they're taking Black Ops 7 Zombies this game. Now, if you are a Treyarch fan and you loved the way Black Ops 6 felt, don't let my opinions that you hear here ultimately deter you from the game. There are some things that I'm excited about, cautiously, but we're going to talk about that in the next video, which you cannot get notified for unless you are subscribed and got that notification button ringed, dinged, smack the hell out of it. But with that, guys, let's just get right into today's video. So today I'm actually going to break down all of my concerns and grievances into 5 different categories, including gameplay mechanics, grievances, map design and mode structures, monetization and their marketing. We're going to talk about some of the different reveal events and community presentations, and then also the overall design philosophy that I have, the concerns that I have around design philosophy as well. So make sure to use that timestamp down below to be able to kind of go to wherever you want to, as I always do. But let's just get right into the gameplay mechanics and grievances today. So one of, I guess everybody's biggest issue is just that Black Ops 7 Zombies has the same exact mechanics as Black Ops 6 Zombies. I mean, like the perks, the field upgrades, the ammo mods are all exactly the same. There's no changes. The XP system even probably is going to be the exact same. Hopefully they don't change the fact that doing self-harm ultimately gives you more XP. But other than that, like, everything just feels unfun and unchanged. Like there's just this brand new like toy kind of feel right now, but that's going to go away so quickly. I mean, before you probably even finish the very first weapon classes camo grind. So there's no real evolution in core gameplay within this game. And that just makes for us feeling like there's nothing to explore. Like when it comes to exploration in Zombies, there's like 16 different levels. To be honest with you, there's about 4 different levels of exploration. There's the exploration of the storyline, and then there's the exploration of the main quest and Easter eggs. Then there's the exploration of unlocking, uncovering, and understanding how the mechanics work. And then there's also the exploration of, the exploration of how to best strategize gameplay-wise when it comes to zombies. And so really with keeping the same mechanics, you remove one of those multi-layered layers of exploration, including also the same gameplay mechanics, the same gameplay strategies, because the augment system is essentially the best way to build and strategize in Black Ops 6 and 7 era. So you also effectively remove those 2 as well. Now we're only left with the main quests and Easter eggs, and then also the unlocking of whatever else. And so it just doesn't really feel that great. Also, on the other topic of mechanics, the weapons still feel just as bad as they did in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Like they just don't have really good impact, and like they don't hit as well. One cool thing, and I know this is the negatives video, but I'll say this. One cool thing I'm hoping for is that Black Ops 6 Zombies did have some unique pack-a-punch features to some of them, especially like with the marksman rifles and the snipers. Like that's some really cool ones. I hope that we get more of that in this game. Probably not, but the power scaling and the damage scaling in Black Ops 6 and 7 is just weak, and it felt like it. And I do understand that we played the beta of Zombies without any augments or any real upgrades, but even when it comes down to having those augments, before we had augments unlocked, these weapons felt the same exact way as they do right now. I do know that unlocking all of that stuff come day one is going to change things, but it's also not going to give you that exploration. to understanding how it's all going to feel, because we know exactly how it's going to feel once we have access to all of the augments with all the perks. The one weapons, just like in Black Ops 6, I'm sure that they're going to be just as weak in the game. Now, as far as the HUD and UI, I've talked about this so much as of the last 2 videos and live streams. I absolutely hate the way the HUD looks, and I truly believe that they are probably going to give us those same PNG low quality style HUD mechanics that they did in Vanguard as well. That was just garbage. But also, I hate the fact that they were lying about the HUD designs not being ready at COD Next. That doesn't make sense. I predicted then that they were lying when he said we were not ready for the HUD to display the HUDs by COD Next, which makes no sense if they've been actually making this game for 5 years, which the way that I believe is that they were just doing something in order to get people to buy money or to buy the pre-order of the game. And then also lastly on the environmental accuracy, I talked about this in one of my videos or shorts that zombies are doing a massive amount of flinch to people. And I get in a way that if you get hit, you should do flinch. I get that. And a lot of people actually kind of gave me some dislikes or whatever, because they were like, oh, well, zombies, God forbid zombies hit you and it does flinch. Like that's supposed to happen. That's realistic. Viewer, you fucking tell me what's realistic about zombies in the first goddamn place. Not a single fucking thing. Nothing. There's not a single fucking thing realistic about zombies. So why are we having these different photorealism, environmental accuracy bullshit in zombies? I don't want it to be realistic, especially because it's fucking zombies. It should be crazy, dumb fun. I want to be able to see. Now, even if they're going to add flinch and such like that, which I know supposedly has been in some of the previous games, this game, the colors and stuff all bleeds right into each other. So there's also no real clear images and pictures and combat. There's just not real clear combat. And so adding this environmental accuracy on top of this shitty looking game just really makes it feel even worse. And it makes it even harder to enjoy the game too. So this obsession over environmental accuracy, they need to get rid of it. So now let's go ahead and move on to map design and some of the issues with the way that they structure some of the modes. First off, I need to address survival maps and the fact that they have this content drip of survival maps. I don't understand why they've got this 2 survival maps per season mindset. That I feel like that's just completely ridiculous, and is a way for them to say and beef up their numbers. They're handing out a lot of content, but really this is just fake content and it's just inflated numbers. I don't understand why they're purposely slicing bigger maps that we currently have access to play in the same exact game that we will get slices of those maps and calling it content. That's not content. That marketing fluff, as ChatGPT would say, is just garbage. And it makes it to where we feel like we're being lied to and manipulated. And then also inflating numbers just for the sake of doing it. It's okay if we just get a map and then we just have survival maps. They never did any big marketing for Onslaught. And this is something that I don't understand why people, we've got creators coming out here talking, or specifically Mr. T. Lectivite, coming out here talking about this is the most amount of content that we have ever had. By the end of season 1, we're going to have more content than we have ever had in any game by the end of the zombies game. Considering the survival maps content and counting them individually is horrible. But if you were to do that, then let's be equal about how it works with other times where they've done similar things. Let's just say Onslaught, at the beginning of Black Ops Cold War for PlayStation players, Onslaught had 6 to 8 different Onslaught maps. And then we also had Die Machina, and then also had 2 different experiences for Dead Ops Arcade. So if we count all of that, that's over 10, 11, 12 different pieces of content at the launch of Black Ops Cold War, which is more than what we have at the launch of Black Ops 7 or by the end of Black Ops 7 Season 1's launch. Like, don't do that. Stop. Like, that is so disingenuous. And you're also just lying to your community to garner some fake hype. I know you don't probably get paid by Treyarch, and I'm not specifically calling them a Treyarch spy. Mostly I'm calling out Treyarch. Don't do that. That is so grimy. Like, you don't understand how grimy that is. Let's continue. Speaking of Onslaught, why are we just not getting Onslaught? We need the survival maps are fine. They're just fine. There's nothing specifically wrong about them, but they're just fine. It's fine to have a casual, turn your brain off kind of fun in zombies. Like, we need that without forcing Easter eggs and exploration, all these things. Sometimes you just want to get off and just put zombies on and just shoot their heads. Like, it's fine. But there's a different level when you have zombies on multiplayer maps. And I don't know why, but Treyarch is making such beautiful multiplayer maps that could be so fun with zombies. I'm sure that there are multiplayer players who hate those maps. And then also, I'm just worried about the enemy and weapon balance as well. Now, like, survival maps, they feel very unbalanced, but I do get it. Survive. And so I'm fine with having you being weaker. To be honest with you also, I think in the survival map, survival should be about being even weaker and starting and trying to really build yourself up in the map. But you can come in with your loadout and you can buy weapons off the wall and really virtually any weapon from the mystery box, and also upgrade them at your own chosen time, and also the perks. This is another reason why I feel like the survival maps are just lazy, and Onslaught would be much better. It just naturally is just better because of the progression and the enemy balance. So I feel like we've got bullet sponge enemies. We got a lot of really weak weapons, and there's really no good full balance, at least so far in the survival maps. Now, when it comes to the regular round-based maps, those ones I am really concerned about the balancing of it as well. I've talked about balancing before many times. I made tons of videos on them, but let's just talk about the fact that they're copy and pasting these different map designs and such, and then also going backwards and bringing back other maps. Like, it's fine that they want to bring back other maps and kind of use that nostalgia bait to bring people back, but they are just not giving the old community what they want with those maps from the past. And then also, because they're trying to go half in, half out, being half in doesn't really allow them to fully develop for the new zombies community as well. So really, we're just getting this copy-paste design for a game and for people who don't necessarily even care as much for that design. And then the ones who do, you also mess it up and run it for them. So next, let's talk about some of the ways that they're doing some marketing specifically to monetize, and a lot of the distrust around that. So first, I want to talk about the fact that they were withholding maps from Black Ops 6 zombies and different experiences from Black Ops 6 zombies to have in Black Ops 7 zombies. Which, okay, now that we're done with Black Ops 6, it's like, well, that's fine, because now we get to get all those other experiences. The issue with that is that in this game, if it was supposed to have its own level of identity, which it doesn't, if it was supposed to, having these experiences that was meant for the old game only makes it feels like we're still in the exact same game. Because we feel like we're in the exact same game, any amount of slow drip of content, whether it's for whatever reason, 2 survival maps per big ass round-based map, it just feels like we're getting even more slow drip content because we now have 2 years to get a total of this amount of content. And I want to tell you right now, nobody's talking about it. None of the creators that are hyper talking about it. But at the end of Black Ops 7, they're going to go back and look and retroactively count all the total experiences, round-based maps, things like that we've gotten over the last 2 years. They're not just going to talk about Black Ops 7. They're going to go over the last 2 years, and it's going to feel so slow. Like, we should have gotten so much more content. Next, I hated the whole carry forward scam that they talked about. Before, there was this this known this understanding, this silent understanding that, yeah, we're going to get carried forward because we're going into the same exact game, essentially. Just like Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3, we got carryover. Simple. So it was understood, okay, we're going Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, carryover. That's why they wanted everything on the same exact engine, so that way they can be able to easily port over everything. We knew that. Then people are tired of all the crazy hype, all the crazy, rainbow skins and all this stuff. So then people made a big hoopla about it. So then they take it away. Okay, cool. Those people end up purchasing the game because they're like, okay, good. It's not going to be carried for. They get that wave of buyers. And then next, they say, oh, yeah, you know what? We will. Because people started crying. The other people who didn't buy it yet, they started crying. Oh, but all of my stuff, all of my camos, at least bring us that back. Okay, we'll bring you the camos on the weapons back and things like that. And now they just got their money. But if they had not gone through that little bullshit scam cycle, they wouldn't have gotten any of those two groups of people's money. And they're doing these, they're triggering these waves of pre-order scams in so many different ways. It's just so dishonest. It's just so dishonest overall, just for them to revert their original plans and then go back to it. It's so distrustful. They are also over monetizing the hell out of everything. I mean, we all know that they prioritize skins, bundles, all these different cross mode cosmetics and such. And zombies players, if you're solely a zombies player, it's very hard for them to over monetize us because a lot of times we play solo. We don't even see our character skins, and we don't really care about the camos as much because we've got both Pack-a-Punch camos and also regular mastery camos. To really care about buying those. So we don't buy as much. We don't monetize as well. Since we don't monetize as well, it does not make more sense to invest time, energy, effort, and money into us because it does not provide a great return on investment for Treyarch. So they give us minimal support. They give us enough support and push to get us to buy the game. But after that, everything drops off. You can tell that every year since Cold War, at least. And then also, I want to talk about just how dishonest they have just been with lying about the HUD, to some of the false marketing promises they have just been doing. And to be honest with you, some of you guys are just eating that shit up and not even bothering to call them out or say something about it. I get so exhausted of hearing people who I hear complain, and then as soon as something else comes out, they glaze. And then they complain again because they fell out of love with it. Stop doing that. Stop basing your opinions off of your emotions and based it on what you have presented in front of you and what they have done. They're doing the same exact thing. And we make these development studios into a sort of personality. We want that personality to do as best they can. We've got this certain connection to them because they created the games that we love the most. So we've got this very emotional connection to them, but they don't see it the same way. The development studio, not the individuals, development studios and the publishing companies, they don't see it the same way. They see it as a business transaction. And so we're coming from this from two different sides and two different angles. So you have to control your emotions and you need to be able to see through the bullshit. Now let's talk about some of the way that they've been doing some reveals, some events, and just presenting this overall to the community. First off, I think it was just absolutely manufactured hype whenever they had botted views in the COD Next live stream. That was just disgusting. Actually botted viewers in it, which creates this false sense of fear of missing out, FOMO, because when you see other people are excited about it, it generates excitement about it for you and gets you to ultimately be excited about it as well. That is just how humans are. We connect to each other. And so when you see all this community excitement and hype, you also do that, but it's all manufactured. Also, another big piece, they've got this thing going on for like the last, I think, since the pre-orders have launched on Steam at least, where Steam will show you and say, hey, 5 of your friends have pre-ordered Black Ops 7. Just so that way you get this fear of missing out. I don't know how they even tapped into that. Because for me, none of my friends have pre-ordered Black Ops 7. And I'm going to be playing it by myself. I mean, except for some of you guys. So it's so disingenuous the way that they're presenting this. And then also all of the different events that they've had, and still their dev talks, people are saying, oh, they don't feel as scripted. They feel like back in it. No, they don't. They don't. And they are just as scripted. They are like the COD Next, the presenters had zero passion. You can see zero passion on their fucking faces. My dogs have more passion about just going outside and eating than they had about what they're presenting to us. They just feel so disconnected, as they should, because this is a business transaction for them. But I want to talk about the transparency, the lack of transparency that they've had for zombies. I mean, let's talk about it. If you are excited to present a game you've been working on for 5 years, and you have one of the top zombies creators who has some of the highest influence able to play and showcase your game, how quickly would you actually be wanting to get him on? And then also, how long would you want to try and keep him playing? How long? Probably as long as you possibly can, so that way he can get all of his information and all of the great things out to his community, including even the bad things too, to be very transparent. But when you cut something off, hey, stop doing this, let me move you away. Or hey, we don't want to show the HUD just yet. We don't want to do this just yet. We don't want to. Then it removes transparency, and it shows that there's either something you're not ready for or something you're really hiding. When it comes to zombies, there's a very thin line between mystery and transparency. And lack of transparency. There should be a level of mystery to main quests, Easter eggs, certain exploration, but not to basic gameplay features and fundamentals. The UI, the HUDs, the way that certain things work in the game, like maybe how like a cool little Easter egg can work. Things like that. Like just claiming that things are not ready is not acceptable when you've been working on this for 5 years. It's not acceptable. It's just dishonest. There is so much frustration that a lot of other fans have, but I've got so much frustration for the ones who are always hyping up every single reveal, despite the disappointments that were happening the day before. The marketing manipulation has your balls in a chokehold. And that's all it is. There's no actual trust built. Lastly, I want to talk about the design philosophy and the concerns I have around that. I talked about the fact that Treyarch doesn't take any risks when it comes to zombies anymore. Unlike multiplayer, which is getting crazy risk-taking, like score streaks and field upgrades and things like, we're not truly getting that. It's being played. It feels like year after year, they're playing it safer and safer. I did not like Vanguard Zombies. That's true. I absolutely hated Vanguard Zombies, and so did the community. That was a big risk that they took. I'm fine with them taking the risk. I played and got the mastery camo in Vanguard Zombies, as boring as it was. But there's just no ambition. And just because that game flopped does not mean that every other opportunity that you have to play it, to play risky, will flop. Modern Warfare Zombies was a huge hit with a lot of people. It brought in a huge new audience. I mean, let's just talk about the NC Echoes fight. That was crazy to be able to do, to go into a reward rift and complete a whole Dark Ether Easter egg in there and quest in there. And then also have a super secret ending boss fight as well. That was extremely difficult. And you also tie it to a specific camo that you can apply to any weapon. Come on. That was so risky for people to potentially backlash. But that was such a beautiful way that they were able to craft that. And I want something like that. Like, I actually honestly hated the fact that they had curse mode just hidden behind completing the main quest. That's boring. Like, we've got so much. Listen, we are not going to tell you anything about how to unlock curse mode at all. Has nothing to do with the main quest though. Okay, cool. So there's some other opportunity in the game that we can eventually get into curse mode. And I don't even want it. If it were up to me, I wouldn't even want it to be a mode that you can just, after you open it or after it's open in the world, you can just go into it. I would love it. I'd love it if you always had to fight to get into it. Like, you do maybe the main quest, but you stay in the game, right? Because we do now have optional exfil. You stay in the game, and just because you completed the main quest, now there's some other maybe randomized Easter eggs across the maps that you have to discover and find. And once you discover and find those different pieces, just like the Dark Ethers and Monomorph Z, you go find maybe 3 different pieces, and you do some sort of challenges, and it unlocks a portal to curse mode. And you have to do that in order to access curse mode every single time. I would love it, something like that. And you get to come in with the things and the strength that you built up. And I would love shit like that. I would, but they're not going to do anything like that. So instead, they just give us the fuck you mode after the very first person ever completes the Easter egg, which is going to be completed within 12 hours, 6 hours of the game being launched. Well, I mean, I know the Easter egg isn't coming out to like later on the 14th, but it's still, people are probably going to be working whenever the game launches. So by the time they get off of work, the Easter eggs are going to be complete, and they're just going to be able to go log in, get their stupid ass trying 75,000 update requires fucking restart, and see, oh yeah, curse mode, bam, unlocked. I think Treyarch needs to understand that they are also, that Zombies has been reduced to a camo grinding simulator. This whole PvE sandbox that they created years ago is reduced down to the same thing as really multiplayer for Warzone. And that's what Zombies is now, for Warzone. And multiplayer maybe now, I guess. But that's just really all it is. And survival modes are not really going to be ran the same way. That's why, like, I would love it even if they did onslaught style survival modes. I would love that. Because survival modes are literally just going to be for camo grinding. That's it. That's really it. And then for a few people. I also hate that they pander to this TikTok generation where they're trying to get these short attention span map designs where it feels like really shallow content that they get out so much faster just for this freaking TikTok crowd. Oh yeah, there's a new map. Oh, there's a new experience. Oh, there's a new one weapon. Oh, there's a new what? Oh my God, like that feels like shit because nothing has depth to it. You don't even, when we get such fast content, it's like there are kids who watch this. There's kids who watch this. I don't even remember what the last thing I said was. I can't give you an example right now because I just said something in there. It's a family-friendly style video, even though I have all the cursing. But what I just said, I cannot say. So I'm going to move on to my next bullet point. I hate the overemphasis on nostalgia as well. I feel like these constant teasers of past maps, like Transit, whatever the other house is, this shit just feels so hollow. Like all the remakes that they try to recreate doesn't capture the original magic. It will not. Just because you see the pixels on the screen doesn't mean it's going to feel the same. And they constantly fuck it up anyway. Treyarch just has lost their identity, and it seems like they're just trapped between monetization goals and nostalgia callbacks. They've really abandoned the experimental portion. That, like, I don't know, that bold experimental idea and spirit that Zombies once had. I just feel like overall there's a lot of fatigue when it comes to this consistent loop. And there's a lot of disbelief that a lot of us have within Black Ops 7 Zombies and with Treyarch and Activision and now Microsoft. I feel like every time we get anything before launch, we get the absolute opposite of what we expected it to be once we actually get it in the game. So just be cautious of that. I expect Black Ops 7 Zombies to look impressive. I even expect it to feel just as good as Black Ops 6 Zombies, but it's like having polish over a shit turd of broken mechanics and similar mechanics. It truly is. So I've already bought Black Ops 7 up. I pre-ordered it, but I pre-ordered it for the channel, for the community, not because I believe in Treyarch's direction, but because I just have a genuine passion for creating content that exposes how horribly built these fucking games are. So if you are excited, optimistic, cautiously, not looking forward to, not even going to play Black Ops 7, I want to know your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Again, I will 100% have my everything that I'm looking forward to video as well. I've already got the script written for that, and it's going to be a good video as well. But I do just want to hear about your guys' experiences so far, your thoughts about the game overall, the direction, the rollouts, the marketing and such as well. Let's have honest, real conversations in the chat down below. But also make sure to mark your calendars for November 13th, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, as that is when the game will be releasing at my time, and that's when I will be live streaming as well. And then for sure on November 14th, I will start our 16-hour daily live stream, at least. So make sure to mark your calendars for that. Let me know in the comment section down below if you plan to be there as well. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out always and bearing with me through this whole restricted mode portion of our channel. But with that, guys, have a beautiful goddamn day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. There we go. Perfect. We're just gonna do this. Hello, 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 hello. I want to put a hat on. I just finished watching the saddest thing that has I just finished watching the saddest piece of media content that has ever been created in the history of entertainment, gaming, and anime. I just witnessed Yugi destroying the Pharaoh in the final duel of season 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is so sad that I just want to get on here and talk to you guys, but specifically about something. And just like my chest is out today, it's perfectly sculpted, nicely crafted. I can't do that. I can't do that. And just like my perfectly sculpted, nice and taco meat chest is out today, I got to get my grievances out, my frustrations, my concerns about Black Ops 7 Zombies, about just everything that's going on revolving around the reveals, the different events that they've hosted, their marketing, and then also Treyarch's direction. In today's video, now typically I'm going to be able, Now, typically I break down all the perks and mods and upgrades and such, but today I want to talk about everything regarding my concerns. Now, don't worry, if you are one of those Treyarch shows and you're really excited about Black Ops 7 Zombies, do not let my opinions today and my thoughts ruin the game for you. I do have some things that I'm excited about, cautiously, about the game, but don't worry, that'll be the very next video. So you cannot be prepared for that video if you are not currently subscribed to the channel. So hit that subscribe button. It helps us out because all of our videos right now are actually on restricted mode. So with that, let's get right into the video and I'll see you guys later. I wasn't a great mood.